Homebuyers are canceling deals at the highest rate since the start of the pandemic. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Real Estate Power Moves. My name is James J, and today we're talking about cancellations of contracts. Buyers are canceling their contracts. They are fed up with everything going on, and they are to a point where they're no longer going to participate in the craziness that we had in the first and second quarters of 2022. Let's jump into the article. So this is an article by CNBC. Homebuyers are canceling deals at the highest rate since the start of the pandemic. Americans are canceling deals to buy homes at the highest rate since the start of the pandemic. The share of sale agreements on existing homes canceled in June was just under 15% of all homes that went under contract. That's according to Redfin. And home builders are also seeing a higher cancellation rate. I am very excited that these builders are seeing a lot of cancellations. You know why? Because they've been incredibly greedy. I've heard so many stories of builders canceling contracts on buyers just so they can turn around and put it back on the market for higher prices. So this was bound to happen, and I'm very excited that these home buyers are to a point where they are done dealing with this craziness. According to the National Association of Realtors, sales of existing homes dropped 3.4% to a seasonally adjusted annualized rate of 5.4 million units. Sales were 8.6% lower in May of 2021. As existing home sales declined, the median price of a house sold in May was $407,600. That's an increase of 14.8% from May of 2021. So not only are we dealing with higher interest rates, higher prices, the median price for pretty much every home in the country has increased dramatically since May of 2021. So the affordability that once was is completely eroding away, and the first-time home buyers are the ones that are really being squeezed out of this market. You also have move-up buyers who are no longer willing to trade their lower interest rate, where maybe they were 3% or less, or anywhere in that 3% range. They're not willing to trade that rate for a rate that's closer to 6%, which is where we are right now. Higher mortgage rates have also caused some borrowers to no longer qualify for the loans they want. Lenders generally use a debt-to-income ratio of 28% as the ceiling for home loans. The cost of owning a median-priced home in the second quarter required 31.5% of the average U.S. wage. That's according to a report from Adam, which is a property data provider. That's the highest percentage since 2007 and up from 24% the year before, marking the biggest jump in more than 2 decades. Okay, so this is very disturbing on many levels. So you have an incredible increase now in the proportion of people's income that is now being used for housing, guys. 31.5% is the highest it's been in almost 2 decades. So you wonder why these buyers are now canceling contracts. That is a huge reason why. Now, where I was maybe using 25% of my paycheck to go towards housing, I am now having to use 31% of my paycheck just for housing, not to mention the fact that everything else in my house and my gas tank and everything else that I purchase is also increasing in price. Buyers are also seeing the once red hot market turn around quickly and dramatically. They may no longer see the urgency in bidding for a home that they feel might depreciate in the coming year. The slowdown in the housing market competition is giving homebuyers room to negotiate, which is one reason why they're backing out of deals. Buyers are increasingly keeping rather than waiving inspection and appraisal contingencies. That gives them the flexibility to call off the deal if issues arise during the home buying process. Now, this is one of those things that I have never seen in my almost 20 years of being in real estate, where you had so many people willing to waive their appraisal waiver, right? Willing to pay the difference. Even if the appraisal came in lower, they were willing to pay the difference to the seller no matter what the home appraised. I've never seen so many people waive their right to appraisal as I have in the first 4 to 5 months of 2022. It was completely insane. But guess what? Now buyers are no longer willing to do it. They realize that they are not going to overbid for a home with everything going on in the economy, they're bidding for a home and they're already starting off basically with negative equity because you're paying over what the actual appraised value is. So in those situations, that people that did that earlier in the year, they're going to be stuck with that home for quite a while, or they can possibly refinance if rates do start to come back down. But bidding over appraised value is never really a good decision. And I've never seen so many people make that decision as I have in 2022. And I'm not talking a few thousand. We're talking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, even in some cases, triple digit bidding over value. Insane. Home builders are also seeing higher cancellation rates. Buyer's remorse and cancellations shortly after contract are increasing. Builders state buyers are nervous about a potential recession, struggling to get comfortable with higher payments, or expecting home prices to decline. Lennar, one of the nation's largest home builders, said in its most recent quarterly earnings report that its cancellation rate did increase sequentially to 11.8%, but was below its long-term historical average. It also reported increasing incentives to make up for the falling demand due to rising interest rates. So I don't know if you remember Lennar in particular in 2021. You had home builders and home sellers having really big heads to the point where they were saying, you know what, Mr. Realtor, Mrs. Realtor, we're only going to pay you 2% or 1.5% or 1%. Or in Lennar's case, they told realtors, you know what, we're not going to pay you anything. So when I saw this, I immediately went on a rant about this because I felt like they are thinking short term, completely short term, in the fact that these crazy prices are not going to last, and you're going to need real estate agents again. And here we are, market's changing. We're slowly shifting from that crazy seller's market over to the buyer's market, although we're not there yet. We're slowly getting there, but we're not there yet. But now you have Lennar offering incentives to the buyers to bring them back, and they're going to start offering incentives to the realtors as well if they haven't already. So this just frustrates me when I see home builders and home sellers take advantage of what's going on. Now, I am all about capitalization, guys. That's what this country is all about, capitalization, right? And so the opportunities to sell a home at a higher price while you can, I'm not mad at you for it. I'm not. But with the builders in particular treating real estate agents very poorly and really acting as if they're not going to need real estate agents ever again, that frustrated me. And now things are changing. The tide is changing. So if you have a professional real estate agent, I suggest you hold on to them because there's not a lot of them out there. So question of the day, how are you feeling about inflation and purchasing in this crazy housing market? Let me know in the comments below. So if you got any value out of this video, like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And remember, don't just make a move, make a power move. Make sure you comment below, join the Power Move community, and I will see you on the next video.